Hello, it's James from xrobots.co.uk. This is a very special video today. Today I'm going to unbox, demo and compare all of the BB-8 toys which I've got just here. If you want to see more of my life-size BB-8 build, which is this one, which is fully functional, it can drive around, the lights work, it's actually in progress at the moment, so it will eventually have opening panels and all sorts of things, then check that out in my channel. I've got two versions and this is version 2, which I'm working on at the moment. The first thing I want to say is that no one's paying me to promote these products. I bought them and actually paid money for them. Apart from this one, which is the RC Inflatable BB-8 from Blades Toys, who I work for my day job as a toy designer. Also available are Darth Vader, Yoda, and also R2-D2. But let's have a closer look at BB-8. In the box you'll find a set of instructions, one 2.4 GHz transmitter, an inflatable which inflates with a valve here and one in the back of the head, and also the mini drive unit, which is slightly smaller than the other inflatable RC range. The drive unit takes 4 AA batteries and the transmitter takes one 9V PP3 style battery. If I switch the switch to sounds, you can have it with no sounds as well, then we should be able to hear the sound effects. And these are triggered by a vibration switch. There's also a Try Me function on the box, so you can actually press a button and hear the sounds before you buy. And then to make this work, we need to take the transmitter and press the forward button for 5 seconds. And that will pair the transmitter with the drive unit, so now we can drive him around. So we've got full function here, forward, back, left and right. And we can run about 10 or 20 of these at once by pairing them all up separately on power up. So let's give that a drive around and see what it's like. This of course runs fine on very smooth floors. And of course it's not too bothered about crashing into things, and it should self-right as well if I tip it over. But what about the driving down the stairs test? Yep, still seems perfectly happy, and on the carpet that we've got here as well. The RRP on this one is £39.99 and it will be available through Europe, Middle East, Africa and New Zealand in all good retailers from early 2016. I can't put a link in the video description to where you can buy this yet because it's not available, but it will be soon. Next up is the Disney Store exclusive BB-8, which was about £30 in the UK, and this is available exclusively through the Disney stores. So this has a Try Me function where you can press its head through a hole in the top. And it does some things and makes some sounds. Its holo projector lights up, but let's see what's in the box. In the box you'll find one BB-8. It also has 2 small plastic aerials which plug into its head, which I'm going to leave off so I don't snap them off when I drive down the stairs. Yes, we're going to do the same test on all of them. Right, what have we got? A button on the top and a button on the front. And now that doesn't do anything until we switch into one of the modes. So we've either got button mode, sound activation mode, Try Me, which is what it is now, or off. So if I put it in 1, then he drives along. Now he's got a wheel in the bottom you can see there that's rotating along, and that's how it works. However, there's only a bump sensor in the front of the droid, so if he bumps into something he'll drive off again, but if he's going backwards he doesn't know what's going on. He'll just drive into things and drive off the table. So of course this works fine on smooth floors, but what happens if we drive down the stairs? So he's still in one piece, struggling a bit with the carpet, but not too bad on the whole. Certainly still got his head on and everything seems to be working. So pretty good for £30. I didn't object to paying £30 for this. It makes quite a good desk ornament for me. Perhaps it'd be a good toy for younger children. This is another radio control product from Hasbro, so let's see what's in the box. Looks like BB-8, so let's see how it goes together. Alright, in the box we've got a large instruction sheet with lots of instructions of how to put the batteries in and so on. But simply put, we've got an internal drive unit that goes in the ball, and that in fact takes 4 AA's. It looks like there's only 3. Then there's another hidden one which you mustn't forget to put in or it won't work. So that's 4 AA's in there. We can just screw that shut. And in the transmitter we've got 2 AAA size batteries. And it's rather interesting that this radio control toy is in fact infrared driven, so there's an infrared transmitter there just like the TV remote and 2 receivers here. Now this goes in the ball and you'll notice the ball is actually full of holes, and that's so the infrared light can get in presumably, so it's quite an interesting choice. And we have to line this up properly to get the spots in the right place. It must go like that. It's a bit of a fiddle, but I guess there's not much choice really. And then we've got the head, of course, with its aerials which come attached, and that it has got little roller balls in the bottom and presumably a magnet somewhere there which helps hold it on. Right, so let's get rid of that and see what we can do. So we can rotate his head all the way round, and if I point him in the right direction then I can drive along. Now this is rather interesting. It's a little bit wobbly, but what you'll notice is as I slow down it slowly decelerates to try and get rid of the wobble, so it's got no sort of dynamic balance using gyroscopes or anything, and I guess that's the stablest you can make it, but there is a little bit of wobble, so let's try that with the other tests. Whoops. Of course, one of the problems with the slow deceleration is it doesn't stop quite when you want, hence falling off the table just then. But here we are on the kitchen floor, and seems fairly happy. I can actually turn and steer at the same time. Quite hard to tell which way I'm going for some reason. I keep forgetting it's infrared, so I really need to try and not have the transmitter too far away, but works relatively well. The head is held on with a magnet. So of course if I shake it too much then the head will fall off. It does generally run fine on carpet though, but obviously not a fan of the stairs really. This droid is about £50 to £60 in the UK. I will put a link in the description to where you can buy them. The next one is the BB-8 Sphero toy, which is £129 in the UK or $150 in the US roughly, and this has got very nice packaging. Alright, so let's open the box. Alright, so yeah, the packaging is really nice. We've got a sort of guide there that tells you what to do. And inside we've got the droid itself, so it comes with a base that it sits on to charge. There's a USB cable in there, and here is the droid itself. Right, here we go out of the box, and this droid is controlled by a smartphone app only, available for Android and iOS, so for Apple devices. So if I just take him off here, he charges on here. You can't open the ball on this one. So the charging is done wirelessly through the base and a USB connector. So if I go into drive, I can do some quite good things. It's got some puppeteering modes as well as straight driving. So I can spin him around and I can make him drive in various directions. And this droid does have some stabilization in. So this droid does have some stabilization in. If I push him, then he'll try and stay stable. Just about. What's actually in there is a very similar thing to the Hasbro, a 2-wheel drive unit, so if I push him sideways, he doesn't really have any way of stabilising other than to try and turn and catch himself. But there's some puppeteering functions in the app, so if I press this. He says no. Well, hey. All right, and if I say this, he says yes, and then I can do some other things, like make him drive in the circle. He's not really sure where he's going, though, because obviously being a ball, well, hey, he will try to, just turn this up the other way, so being a ball, he will still roll around quite a lot, especially on a smooth floor. So let's give that a go with the other tests. Right, so we've also got this augmented reality sort of messenger mode where you can look through the smartphone camera and it does a little projection. I don't know if you can just see that.
Report to my division at once. On my command. Fire.
Which is quite nice, and I think there's different messages that should appear in app updates.
Report to my division at once.
Right, smooth floors are the best place for this. Whoops. Here he comes. Now, of course, being a ball, it is quite hard to steer, and sometimes he gets stuck in a spin and it's not clear which way it's going. It will run on carpet, although obviously it's quite a small ball, so it's a little bit more sluggish. I'll put a link in the description in the video to where you can buy these. But I would like to say that despite reports you may have read that the real BB-8 used Sphero technology and that the company Sphero were behind the technology in the real BB-8, in fact this isn't true, and I've put some more links in the description that explain that, including various sources. More information's coming out about this, but it would appear Disney made it up because they have a shareholding in Sphero, which is nice. Last but not least, if you're looking for a desk ornament, then there's the BB-8 Vinyl Pop. Number 61, which is about £10 or £12 in the UK, and this is made of vinyl. It's really ornamental and it's very similar to the others you get, which is why its head's not quite the right shape. It's Vinyl Pop head shaped, so this is quite a good one for an ornament, and yes, you can throw it down the stairs and no damage will occur. I hope you've enjoyed my big BB-8 unboxing video. Don't forget to check out my big BB-8 project in my channel, and also the links in the description to this video for more information about these toys. I've done some minor tuning, but not too much on the whole, so all of the functionality that was there before is still there. So I can offset the head there to one side and spin it without it rolling away. Or I can take off that handbrake feature again we looked at last time and drive along. So pretty happy with the way it performs still. It's pretty stable. It doesn't spin on the spot quite as well on this fabric, but it does mean that I can spin more under control. So if I ramp up the flywheel in one direction and kick it back, I can do a complete 180. Let's take off the handbrake, and off we go in a different direction. So pretty happy with the way that's driving.